Tonight, the King County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit is asking for your help to solve the mystery of what happened to Carol Edwards. On January 2nd, 1981, the 25-year-old vanished from her home in Shoreline. Detectives believe even 45 years later, someone knows what happened to her. Carol Edwards lived a normal life. She worked at TV Guide in downtown Seattle and lived with the boyfriend she'd had since high school.
Something happened to her, and we want to know what that was.
King County Major Crime Sergeant Jim Belford says on the night Carol went missing, she took her usual bus ride home from work, getting on at 6th and Stewart and getting off at 165th and Aurora Avenue North, then walking 2 blocks to her home on North 157th Street in Shoreline.
She did not turn on the lights, or so the lights were not turned on, let's put it that way. The mail and her keys were found inside the residence on the counter.
He says there were no signs of a struggle, but her coat was found on the garage floor. Her dog still tied up out back.
So that is concerning.
Well, I was the last person who talked to her.
Sally Head is Carol's older sister, who describes her as creative and quiet.
We were best friends.
They'd made plans for Sally to bring her daughter to visit Carol the next day. Then a call that changed everything.
Her boyfriend called and said that he had got home and she wasn't there.
He thought Carol was with her mom, but when she wasn't back the next morning, he called Sally.
That's when Sally became concerned, and that's when they called the police and initiated the missing person.
According to detectives, Carol's boyfriend is not considered a suspect. Has he been pretty cooperative through all these years?
He has. He's submitted to polygraph, DNA swabs.
In 1981, missing persons cases were handled differently. By the time a report was taken, critical hours had passed.
So we started doing searches all around. We had a lot of people at the house looking for her.
When Gary Ridgway started killing women a year later, Sally wondered if Carol could have been his first victim. She wasn't.
Gary Ridgway has been contacted and interviewed regarding Carol's disappearance. He is not considered a suspect.
But was there another serial killer targeting women in that area?
We have explored persons of interest. At this point in time, there is not enough evidence that will allow us to charge anyone with Carol's disappearance.
They do, however, have some DNA evidence, and the science is advancing rapidly.
I do believe that if we find her, the dominoes will begin to fall, and we will be able to identify who's responsible for her disappearance.
For 45 years, holidays have come and gone, birthdays remembered.
It's been hard just not knowing. And to see my mom, you know, you think of losing a child. That was difficult for her.
A family still waiting, a life interrupted, a mystery unsolved.
We've done searches, we've done digs in areas of interest, and have come up with nothing. At this point in time, I believe that someone out there has spoken to someone who has knowledge about this case. And we need that knowledge. We need to push this case forward. We need to find Carol and bring her home.
If you have any information on what happened to Carol Edwards or who may have been involved, you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously or send an email to Detective Belford at mcutips@kingcounty.gov.